All right, I gotta check.
And I am resharing the link once it is available.
It is not yet available.
Yes. I have to make it public.
It's public.
Checking now. I can see on Facebook it's there.
Chat is still worked.
Mai has already liked it. Hey, Mai.
Chat is not loading at all.
Okay, I shall be the monitor for chat. We're getting a lot of likes.
It's just the same person liking many times.
Still means we're getting a lot of likes.
In the end, it only counts as one on the actual post. So that's how social media works.
Hey, McCoy, I see you are greeting us.
I'm feeling a bit full. The easiest way to recap what we're watching is just to look at our Netflix queue. Which I sort of did for the screenshot for this reminder.
I still don't see it on YouTube.
Refresh? Like do a full refresh. Dun, dun, dun.
That should be there, but I don't see it yet.
Setup says naman nakalink.
There. Okay, here. I see it now.
Took a while. And then YouTube, parang I feel like it doesn't capture our initial freeze frame moment. It really like whatever delay to connect, and that's it.
Grabe naman yung the hearts.
In the end, only your last reaction will be saved. Because that's how social media works.
Starting in 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is gonna be super long one.
So unofficially, bonus little side episode. Our shirts. Let's talk about our shirts.
So we still haven't repeated.
We are in episode 23 and we have not repeated shirts.
And we have a couple of shirts, but then the other shirts that we're gonna wear are like the colored shirts na. And then technically we can quote unquote repeat this because we both have one of each. So it's the Katya shirt where she says she's a little bit garbage. I have Trixie, where she's a little bit country. That's an reference. So it works. It always has to work together. So we can just switch and it'll be the same.
So yeah, see that whole discussion? It's still 5 minutes.
That was barely a minute of talking about our shirts. YouTube, anything? And I don't know, maybe Patricia's dialing in.
Yeah, no sign of Patricia. We miss you, Patricia. Where are you?
We're just trying to figure out what happens on Saturdays. So like, is it worth it to push these shows out on Saturdays? Because we had one Saturday that was super awesome. Because I don't know why everybody's obsessed with our neighbors. So should we talk about personal subjects on Saturdays to drive more traffic?
As a bonus topic, well, the episode hasn't started.
Okay.
So we had the lizard. We have to share the lizard story.
That sounded weird when you first said we have the lizard. Because then it's like, did we eat the lizard?
So a few days ago.
You're going to tell the lizard story?
Yes. It's our little bonus content. You know, this is a DVD extra. So a few days ago, we
spoiler shark is totally ready, but I don't think he's ready for a lizard.
We were having trouble with small fruit flies, so we decided to lay out some fly paper. And as fate would have it, come morning, you discovered there was a lizard.
I feel guilty because I worked out first, and then it was only when I was prepping coffee after working out that, oh, there's a lizard on the fly paper.
Now, normally, we see a lizard stuck on the fly paper. We, sorry, and
we feel bad about it. Fold up because it's gonna stink soon once it's dead. But then Toby stressed it wasn't dead yet.
Yeah. So I went closer for a look, and I realized it was,
still breathing.
It was hyperventilating, breathing.
Yeah, but then, and to be fair, he wasn't like in the middle of the fly paper. He was on the edge. So actually, most of his body was on like that black border. which is stuck together. It's like the wax that's stuck together when you
Yeah.
first get flypaper.
It's like not sticky, but if you work from the sticky part, that's normally where you get stuck because you barely can move and you're stuck there.
Yeah, because the glue kind of tendrils link back to the
And
main
the
sheet.
initial idea was to get him out of his misery.
No, because
You're like,
I said, like, is there any way to save him? And then Toby is like, I tried it before with another lizard. It didn't
And-
go well.
yeah. So I tried saving a lizard in the past, and when I nudged it, it tore open.
Yeah, so that was not very appealing. But then it still looked like only his left feet
And
and his tail was actually on the glue.
So
The rest of him was on the wax border of the
and I
flypaper.
remember you kept asking me, so you think maybe you can trigger the reflex, maybe you can cause it to drop the tail.
Yeah, we're thinking, what can we do so that he loses his tail and get out of here?
And I was like, I don't want to chop it. I don't want to do it. And I could see his beady eye, and then I decided to get chopsticks, and I started trying to see if I can nudge him.
and there is no proper way to explain this. Like, Toby did not use them as chopsticks. He did not try to pick up the lizard.
Mhm.
No, he used them as a blunt instrument. He used the flip side and just pushed on the leg.
So it was like I brought the lizard.
It's like we can't get chopsticks
And
now and show you.
As I
but-
got it close, I was like, nudge, nudge, nudge. But then at one point, I nudged near the head. When I pulled back, the head was stretching with it. And I'm like, oh my God, there's glue in his body.
Yeah.
So that's when I realized we had to be aware of how the glue on the board itself was still a danger. So then we removed the plastic from the chopstick, and we started to work together to lay it down as a matting to cover the sticky parts. And then that's when I realized, with Spoiler Shark as our lizard, I am lizard. Rather than just nudging, which even Spoiler Shark doesn't like it, see, I brought it down and then I twist. And as I twist, the lizard starts moving slightly as well.
Look at this.
And
This
occasionally
amazing
I could see
recreation.
lizard would like move itself.
Yeah,
and
we were actually more worried that he would suddenly run onto the board, on the
run
glue.
back onto the sticky spot.
So then we're like using the plastic from the disposable chopsticks as lining, so that if he did rush back, he'd land on plastic.
Mhm.
And then we started using additional sheets of plastic to ease the tail out, ease the tail forward, and so.
Mitch says we hit 10, but no, it's back to 9. So
And
whoever that
technically,
person
one
was-
of them is Toby, so it's really 8. So
But yeah, McCoy says we said the story before Deja Vu. We did in some level in the other episode.
but not this blow by blow of the lizard rescue.
And as we now hit 9, we shall wrap up. Hi, Yurim. We shall wrap out the story of, oh yeah, Yurim makes it 10. Yay! But yeah, we still see the lizard every now and then peeking from the refrigerator. And
We're trying to cultivate him as a pet.
Mhm.
We're not allowed to have pets in the building, so this lizard's gonna have to do.
Yes.
And
you have the past of having a lizard you used to feed.
yes, our family, when we visit our grandmother's house, she had a lizard that hung out at the dining table, and you could leave a piece of rice, and the lizard would come out and take it. So that was something. So we'll see it.
So that is our bonus content, the lizard story in detail. And now we shall start our episode for 30 minutes.
I'll leave this thing on.
So shall we go for the actual intro?
Yes.
Starting the timer now. This is Toby.
I don't know why you shout this every time. This is Rocky.
Energy. And if it's your first time here, welcome to Baduy Pride, our little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
This is completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Just join us as we talk about everything and anything random live.
And if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for your continued support. Please share the link right now. Like the video just so that we can say to the other people who view it, there are actually people who like this.
Yeah, I appreciate the people who sometimes visit the YouTube version, and I think they like it. They never leave comments. Thanks so much.
And let's start our 30 minutes where we talk about
What we're watching. So this was actually a topic suggested by my colleague Terry, and she's just honestly curious about what we're watching now. So this is an evergreen topic that we can come back to every now and then, because of course what we're watching changes.
spoiler shark warnings because we might talk about shows you haven't seen, and there might be details that might be spoilery for you.
Yeah. So and like okay, I didn't bother preparing images or captions for this because there's no way to structure this. We're just gonna talk about whatever we're watching. I'm gonna stare at like our Netflix queue.
Or worse, we could just show Netflix, but they are not paying us, so we won't.
Yes. So hey, we could use sponsorship. So I think the most notable show that we just finished binging is Cobra Kai. So we only watched the 2 seasons of Cobra Kai
Mhm.
recently, and it is a continuation of the Karate Kid movie. I didn't have a strong affinity for the Karate Kid growing up
Mhm.
because I was someone who was taking karate, and you get very tired of everybody telling you, hey, so you're learning karate, so you're like the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, and it goes on and on.
And
It's either that or my nickname is Rocky, and people go like, hey, Rocky Balboa. So
And I'm
you just
sure you're
know.
tired of it because during your younger years you were like the karate.
We don't
kid.
talk about this. Not on the screen. Thanks.
There's
All right.
a question you can
Moving
request
forward.
in the future.
That's the end of the topic. So
So we won't even
Um,
mention you were in a college.
that
So yes, Cobra Kai, which started as a YouTube series and is now available on Netflix.
it's a YouTube premium
Yeah.
series or something. I don't know when I read on Wikipedia, but it's now on Netflix. The second season's out, and it starts from the perspective of the bully from the
Yes.
first movie, and that because it is Cobra Kai, it's the so evil dojo that Daniel-san fought in the first movie, and um where to begin with this show? It's freaking brilliant.
It tricks you because it always gets you thinking it's about the bad guys.
Yeah, then
But-
you're not sure. Should you be rooting for Cobra Kai
But
because
then
it's
every
Cobra Kai?
episode, you find yourself rooting for someone. Sometimes it's a different person every episode. Sometimes it's both sides while
Yeah.
they're fighting.
Because as a continuation, it's like more or less basing on the present ages of the actors.
Mhm.
So Daniel is well into middle age. So is I can't remember Cobra Kai guy's name. What's his name again? Anyway,
Him.
but so they're not who they used to be, and Daniel is not like this straight laced person entirely. He has his own gray areas. I mean, he's a car salesman, which is a
Right.
role that we typically associate with like sleazy lying people.
After all the black and white sides and depictions in the movie were in, it was clear this side was the good side and this side was the bad side. The series just turns that around and gives it just enough realism, but just enough fantasy.
Yes. I
Because
mean, it is.
how often do you see students fighting in that way and no legal lawsuits happen?
Yeah, we're like, this school has very few teachers present at all times because fights just break out. Everybody can like just follow, and then it's a
And-
while before they get
And
stopped.
bruises didn't really appear until the end of the second season.
Yeah. It's like fight, still look fine, but that's okay. It is tagged like as a comedy drama. It's not a straight up drama.
Mhm.
I mean, yes, it's a celebration of the movie. No, you don't have to have watched the movie recently or remember the plot exactly because they do enough flashbacks that you kind of have a good idea of what went before.
Mhm.
And then it's not purely a nostalgia trip.
Yes.
There's a lot of homages. The music, the scoring is obviously very 80s, 90s, but it's its own thing.
It's a show that keeps giving because if you are familiar with the old movies, you will find a lot of fun nods to
Yes.
the old series. And if you aren't, they still give you just enough to understand what's going on.
And it's very young adult oriented, but not stupidly so. So like there are inherent lessons, and it has an episode structure where yes, all the characters are going to be touching on a similar topic today, although not like super blatantly, but it's good stuff. It's super good stuff. I super enjoyed it, and it's a nice, easy format because it's like a half-hour show.
We're
I mean,
anxious for the third season.
we're super amped for the third season now. Now we're gonna have to wait, but we binged to it really quickly, and it's just super good. It's just super good.
Another show that we've really been getting into is Dark.
We're late to the train, I know, but then initially it was like we don't have because if you go back to our episode about levels of TV, it's foreign language content, so we couldn't watch it passively or like while juggling other
Until
stuff.
they recently, well,
There's
not
not-
recently, but they now
It turns
have,
out that they have now English audio,
yes.
so then it's easier to watch. Even though I'm learning German and Duolingo, but it is definitely an important show that we have to focus. So we can't watch it during work hours.
It's got a compelling storyline. It's got mystery. It's got intrigue. It touches on sci-fi without diving too much into
Yeah,
it.
there's like very minimal jargon.
But at the same time, if you're someone who enjoyed stuff like Fringe or I'm trying not to spoil. But yeah.
Let's just say Fringe and maybe Stranger Things.
Mhm.
It's a definitely a very compelling show. We've only finished about the first season, and it's been quite the ride. And yeah, there's a lot of like it has that Donnie Darko feeling that
Yes.
almost everything that appears on screen, any music video, any song played,
anything
whatever.
anything on the TV,
anything that they linger on
which they don't even focus on. It might be just it's
in
playing
the background, it's still relevant to the
Mhm.
overall theme or what's going on. So there's a lot of good detail. That great job. Team Dark.
I do have trouble though distinguishing the characters. A lot of them look alike for me, sadly.
Racist.
And no, it's also partly because the show did not rely on how some American shows, like for example, in some American shows, this guy will always be in blue,
Yeah,
and
there's
this girl will always be in a jacket. And
yeah,
here,
they don't have uniforms.
There was one character who does have a distinctive jacket, but he's not always wearing it. There are times he's wearing something else and this and that. So
Yeah.
it can be
You're
sometimes
falling
confusing.
off camera.
Added to that is the fact that multiple actors play certain roles.
Wow. And then quick comments. It's like, hey, Carlos, like, I heard you need a spreadsheet to keep track of Dark.
Yes,
I think better than a spreadsheet, maybe a mind map, because you need pictures of who they are
yes.
all the time.
And this is again trying to avoid spoilers start getting angry for what the Dark is about.
Okay. In terms of lighter fare, they finally added two of the more recent seasons of Top Chef.
Yes.
And as much as we've been actually watching a lot of MasterChef Australia as passive viewing, we finished the first season. We're still watching the second. And MasterChef, I feel like, is a nicer, kinder, more generous show. Top Chef, sometimes it's just that indulgent reality TV. I want US reality TV drama, and Top Chef delivers.
Mhm.
And this Miami batch is not the greatest. Like, I don't think Toby and I are rooting for anyone. But it works out. It's just decent background entertainment.
Admittedly, for Top Chef, the first two seasons were a bit more tolerable because one, they had more personalities, and two of them kind of look good.
Mm.
And here in the third season,
We don't like anyone.
the one who seems to cook the best is terrible.
Super annoying.
He's the kind of person who
We're talking about Hung, right?
yes.
Hung the Vietnamese
There's
guy.
just that feeling of I don't want to root for him, even
Yeah,
if he's
yeah.
really good. I feel like
It's like he's from Cobra Kai. No.
and it's sad because you'd like to root for him because you could see how much passion he has for the
Yeah.
things. But then, if it were a passion to be, this is a competition, so I won't help anyone. But then on a later scene, you'll see him. Can you help me, prop? And then he'll be so angry, and then no one does. Why would they help you if you're being an asshole?
Yeah. So it's okay, but that's Top Chef for you, and it's American reality TV.
Quick greetings from Noel, who has joined us again. Hi, Noel. Carlo has given greetings.
Guten Abend, Guten Nacht.
Mitch and Mai and Urim.
Yeah, and then no one on YouTube. No. I think YouTube's cool.
Yeah, so far YouTube has...
Oh,
Patricia! Hey, Patricia! We were wondering if you'll join us again.
Yeah, we're just talking about whatever we're watching on TV. So, in terms of rewatching stuff, it's funny because we kind of blitzed through the first 3 seasons of Battlestar
Yes.
Galactica again on Prime Video and Amazon, and then slowed down.
Mhm.
It's like, because we're already in that point of the show where like, okay, the final 5 are emerging. The mystical side of the show is like going super crazy.
And it's leading towards the really painful story arc where someone loses an arm. Arm, leg, I forget. Leg. But that is such a torturous series of episodes, so I'm not sure if I'm ready to go through that. We also have been going back to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yes. Finally, I want to finish. I didn't finish it before. I'm trying to finish it now. And then it's dubbed content. Yes, I know there are purists who want to watch it go back to our episode about foreign language content, but we're watching it dubbed, so it's a little easier to do while we're working on other stuff. Today whatever spoilers, but we finally finished Canada's Drag Race, which is the drag race where we were not invested in anyone.
Yeah, it was
we finished it for the sake of finishing it.
It was an interesting.
It was culturally
show.
different. I think the show as a whole. I guess they really do things differently in Canada.
I wanted more. The final looks. One was good. A lot of people online are like, "Oh, so pretty, so beautiful." And
you're talking about the final
yes,
runway,
the final,
right? Not the final performance outfits, but the final runway.
Seeing those outfits, none of them felt like final outfit numbers.
Yeah,
they all felt like middle of the show clothing.
Yeah, Toby kept saying this. He felt like a lot of the final runway looks looked like mid season challenge outfits.
And then when in all RuPaul shows wherein they've started to incorporate the songs as part of the finale, I couldn't accept that they weren't lip syncing the song. They were only lip syncing.
They were lip syncing their sections, but not the main chorus and stuff.
So they were just dancing during those portions. But even in other episodes or other seasons where they weren't lip syncing the song, they were still capturing the essence of the song with their personality, the way they act, the way they dance.
Yeah. So
and here it was just
like, okay, well, that's Canada's Drag Race, and I don't, the non-US drag races have been a mixed bag. So we haven't fully watched Thailand because it's still not on WoW Plus. That super annoys me. I think we watched part of the first season on YouTube with dubs, but it was a struggle. Sorry, we're in this. Toby and I are at that age where it's easier to watch legal streaming content than pirated content.
Yes,
honestly, it's like so tiring to pirate. So if it's already on Netflix, I'll watch Netflix. And then UK.
Really that 9:13, 9:14 time. So strange.
We're coming back.
Oh wow. It really, really, really is a
And then I tried changing the caption at the moment it happened. I'm really disconnected. So it doesn't help. Nobody panic, it's normal.
Don't panic!
I appreciate the people watching who like
I guess that's how you can tell who have been watching the show long.
Yes, thank you for the longtime fans who are aware of the 913 curse.
Mitch says 913 is back. Carlos says don't panic, it's normal.
Yeah, so okay.
So Drag Race. And then there was the
UK.
news.
So UK was interesting because they couldn't have sponsors. It flipped the script. So suddenly you only get a Peter badge, which was fun. But RuPaul was still judging the event, so then it still made sense. Then we had Canada's Drag Race, which is like, okay. And and Toby was saying, because it's Canada's Drag Race because they have the final 3 big dance to a RuPaul
the
song.
final lip sync dance off.
And then, the lip sync. It was the final lip sync.
And in their final moments,
they hold hands.
They all reach out and
yes.
And they're like, okay, that's Canada. They're all very kind.
We're all friends. So they've just announced Drag Race Holland. It's also going to be on WoW Plus, I guess, outside the Netherlands. And I don't know. I have no idea what to feel about it. I feel like they're just trying to make sure that we always have a Drag Race show to watch throughout the year.
I don't mind that there's a new one. I'm very curious that Holland is the next big show coming up.
I was like, does anybody know what the drag scene in Holland is like? So
because there's always that feeling of for example, many ask, will there ever be a Drag Race Philippines? But of course, many say there's not enough money to invest on a Philippine-only show.
Yeah, maybe.
But then if you have something bigger, like, let's say, Drag Race Asia, how will you afford to fly all those queens to one place to have that show?
Especially since we're in lockdown.
Yeah.
So, and, well, what I'm mainly curious about Drag Race Holland is if it's going to be better than Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's better than Canada, We'll just leave it at
I
that.
feel though Canada will find its feet
Voice.
and its voice.
I think they need to
with the
drop the
second-
other judges.
Me, I think they can keep the judges, but they need to decide who has the final say.
Yeah, they need a final say first.
Because I know it's very Canadian that they all vote and it's all a nice kumbaya. Let's have a group effort on the voting.
Kumbaya, Malawi.
But because it's a group vote,
Kumbaya.
you have what happened in the finale, wherein when they announced the winner, it felt like, oh, okay, we're just tabulating the score, and look, it's you.
Yeah, the way it was announced was so anticlimactic. It was just like, oh, and then the winner.
And it's different when someone makes that decision, because then no matter what the others thought in that final lip sync, you want to win that person.
Which
over.
we feel is part of the whole drag race brand. That's you can have someone who say, that in the end the decision is mine, and silence, bring back my girls. So. Yeah. So I mean, let's see. It's the first season, so it's not like soft filter Drag Race. So they're it's not that terrible.
So what else have we seen? We've seen Cursed, which is the reimagination or reimagining of the Arthurian
Oh my
legend.
God, we did finish Cursed.
That had
No.
that had Nimue as the bearer of the sword.
Do not recommend.
We had a lot of shifting
The struggle is real.
of the story, to the point that
I'd rather watch Teen Merlin again.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. It suddenly made it feel like the Merlin teen show, which I hated.
Because it also doesn't make
Feels-
sense based on the Arthurian
But it
legend.
feels now closer to the Arthurian legends we know than Cursed. And I know Cursed was supposed to be different, but it feels different in the sense that it doesn't feel like it's an Arthurian
What
story
the
at
hell
all.
was that? Arthur the Mercenary, and I don't know. And
The Cell Sword.
and it's based on a book.
Mhm.
So okay, I drop that. Let's just talk about Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is awesome.
Doom
Super
Patrol's
awesome.
Doom Patrol is not a show you can watch with conservative parents or younger members of the family who might wonder why there are humping ghosts in the background.
Many of them. Doom Patrol gives Legion a good run for its money.
Yes.
And so we finished second season. The second season actually ends like an episode or two short because of the pandemic. So they just
Yes.
kind of wrapped it a little early. It's not a bad ending, but I feel like you can tell that we didn't get the ending that was planned.
Mhm.
But this second season was super solid.
There was a lot of excellent moments for each of the characters. Brendan Fraser, so nice.
We
to
can't
have
get
him back.
over how perfect the casting of Brendan Fraser is.
And I never thought I would actually enjoy hearing him curse so much.
Yeah, he's a super potty mouth in that show.
Mhm.
And then, there were YouTube comments. Andre
Andre
joined late, and then
There was a Filipino contestant in Thailand.
in
Yes.
each season there was at least one Filipino
And we
contestant.
know them.
They all performed at Obar before.
Yes.
Doom Patrol, sorry, it's on HBO Go Asia, not on Netflix. So we're juggling like 4 streaming services at home. It's Netflix, HBO Go Asia, Amazon Prime Video. Oh, Prime Video. I don't want to call it Amazon Prime Video because it's different from what's directly on the Amazon site. And Wow Plus for Drag Race stuff. I can't believe I'm still subscribed to Wow Plus, but I am.
Well, it's support the brand.
We're aware that the second season of The Boys is back, but we haven't taken the time to watch it yet. Admittedly, we only finished the first season like within the last month or so. It was okay, but it's a bit of a struggle. It's like not our fare, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's a show that wants to be edgy but is afraid to lose
It's-
audiences if it's too edgy.
Yeah, so it's like you can tell that they are trying to sound edgy. It's like
Yeah.
we are the edgy show, can't you tell? Because there's a lot of violence.
We'll do something questionable, but we'll do it in a way that it still looks acceptable.
Yeah. So it's okay. I mean, The Boys is like fine, but it's not like I'm not drop dead crazy over it. What else? In terms of the rewatch thing, which has been my thing throughout the quarantine, is I've been rewatching Star Trek. Personal rewatch is that I'm rewatching Deep Space Nine. So more often than not, if Toby's busy with something, I'm
Yes.
rewatching Deep Space Nine. When Toby has time and I'm still in a Star Trek mode, we continue watching Enterprise because I'm still trying to get him through Enterprise. We have entered that quirky season 3 where the theme song changes.
Yes.
So,
And I already missed the original one.
and it's funny because it's like that journey of any person watching Enterprise. It's like, what? the theme song has vocals, and then by the end of season 1, you're singing along with the
Mhm.
intro because it's so comforting. And then season 3 flips the script, and like that felt wrong.
Why did they change it?
Why did they change it?
Mhm.
So yeah, so Star Trek, and I think I've mentioned this before. It's like reassuring because it is content where smart people get to solve problems rationally, whether through diplomacy, super science, and the like. They are coming together. So
we haven't gotten into the animated Star Trek series that's
Well,
now out.
we're
still
Lower
hoping
Decks.
we're
Yeah.
still hoping to dive into
Because
that.
there's no legal way to watch it yet.
So we're still waiting for access to that. We have also on our plate, we want to find time to watch the Lego Masters series that just finished its first season.
Because Lego.
It's a reality show that is featuring Lego.
Let's say that again. It's a Lego Masters reality building
And
show.
the main
It's,
the host is the Lego Batman guy.
Yes,
Arnett.
Will Arnett.
Yes, there
Okay.
you go.
And then we noticed recently that Zac Efron's Down to Earth is not on Netflix Philippines. So
We're looking at that as
we'd
a
like to
series we'll
see
dive
that
into.
because Zac Efron.
Zac Efron is nice. eye
trying to
candy.
be Bear Grylls, you know.
I think it's going to have some sort of cooking, some about life, some things about being healthy. I'm only happy he's no longer trying to make gray hair happen.
Oh yeah, but if you go to his YouTube channel, it still looks like that. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
that was a choice. Andre asks on YouTube, among the 4 sites you guys watch, which do you prefer and recommend? Ooh, because it's different things. So like Netflix is still the mass market, like you can't go wrong. I think there's like something for everyone on Netflix. And then Prime Video I keep because there are specific shows I like to watch.
Mhm.
But majority of the library is kind of terrible. Their original movies also kind of terrible.
Mhm.
I am
HBO.
mainly on Prime Video for the next season of The Expanse. In
Mhm.
all honesty, it used to be also for American Gods. Not so great.
Yeah.
And then HBO Go Asia, we were on it for Doom Patrol.
Mhm.
But then also things like Watchmen, and then we're gonna get around to finally watching Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
And finishing The Sopranos, watching The Wire, finishing 6 Feet Under. We want to go back. We want to go back. The library is amazing. The app is terrible.
Yes.
And then WoW Plus is only if you really love
Because for some
graphics.
reason the episodes don't flow into each other.
Yeah.
We have to manually.
There's so many times like it doesn't autoplay to the next one. Searching is difficult. It doesn't resume well. Every time I resume, it's always like 2 episodes ago or something. So it's a terrible
And
app.
we've had those instances wherein the episode that's playing doesn't match the episode that's supposed to be playing.
Yeah, and I don't know why it's not. But the content library is amazing because it is everything that's ever been released. Plus, a lot of HBO Max content has been showing up. So like we haven't started on Lovecraft Country, but the episodes are there. And then we finished His Dark Material season 1. So that's something we can continue on. So there's a lot of good stuff.
I'm starting to realize we can now change this topic to what we're watching / streaming services.
Okay, because we don't have cable. We cut the cord
but with
ages ago.
But considering we're talking about streaming services, Rocky doesn't really watch View. I don't have an account, but I got my mom a View account, and she's very happy with being able to watch a lot of the Korean shows there. She's extremely happy that she can download, because that means she can actually watch while stuck in traffic without having to have an internet connection.
Wow, mine's like Netflix UI is honestly on a god tier level. That is true. Netflix makes it so easy. And we're pretty sure that many of the movies on Netflix are algorithmically written.
And admittedly, that's what I hate about Netflix, because the algorithm is so hard sell.
Yeah.
That sometimes I'm seeing 4 different categories, but they're showing the same things.
Yeah, they keep cycling because the content leans towards what they think you're gonna watch. Then it's highly curated. And then I honestly linked my WhatsApp account. I get reminders of shows. The only benefit is sometimes my photo album, I have GIFs from shows that are now like suddenly there. I have GIFs from The Floor is Lava that have shown up in my WhatsApp album. So
and then there's one more streaming service whose name we will not mention and we don't use. You know.
There's something in Toby's eye, and it's exploding. That's the service.
And I'm
he's
flicking
talking
it
about.
away.
Yeah. I get it.
So yeah. Moving on.
Other things we're watching.
So I still go through. We still have our forensic evidence splurging. We love it.
Forensic Files continues for us on Netflix.
And the recent ones we saw were just jaw dropping, crazy.
Guys, there's one where they link two pieces of wood together. That it's the same wood.
No, the blade of grass.
The blade of grass.
When they find this blade of grass and it is
who needs
matched
CSI
to another blade of grass
when you have Forensic Files?
And then one of my recent favorites was the one where it had to do with the car. I'm trying not to give it out, but
there's many ones with a car.
No, the car that was already sold and washed all that. But then when they look at it, they find a single piece of human hair. And it's enough to that was just amazing.
We are still in collection 2, and there are so many episodes, and each runs for 20 minutes. This is a godsend for passive entertainment. It's amazing. It's super dry, but it's super awesome.
We can also mention Evil Genius.
Eh?
The one with the bomb, the contraption.
What?
Remember when there was that bank robbery with the weird instructions and the guy had that bomb contraption?
Oh, no, but yeah, that's still Forensic Files. Okay.
No. There was that Netflix. It was a Netflix one. Remember, it had the guy in the house and the girl who designed the thing.
Yeah.
Was it The Mind of a Genius or Evil Genius?
Something.
Like but that was a good one. It was a good story. It was edited nicely. It was almost as good as Don't Fuck with
Evil
Cats.
Genius. Yes.
Evil
We finished
Genius.
it. That went by very quickly. Things of speaking of things that went by quickly. High Score on Netflix.
Oh, High Score is so good.
We finished it the night it came out. That was a great docu-series in the same vein as like The Toys That Made Us and stuff. That was really good stuff. Technically speaking, we're trying to get through Lucifer. It's like passive entertainment, but it is below Forensic Files.
We've already stressed how much he's hotter in other shows.
Miranda, we'll say it again. Watch Miranda. Yeah, and then like the other stuff.
We stopped at House of Cards.
Yeah, we still haven't finished season 6 of House of Cards.
We haven't finished Good Girls.
We haven't resumed season 3 because the ending of season 2 was like
it's not forced.
Yeah,
I mean, if it didn't show the twist at the end of season 2, then it would have been a good ending. But no, they had this happen, and then they still forced a twist just to show that things will still move forward in this level, and that felt too forced.
Yeah, so I don't know, and then like things I'm excited that are coming. So wow, Drag Race Holland is around the corner. It's September 18th, so I think that's gonna. So then my WoW Plus subscription will still be worth it.
There's the upcoming Sherlock Holmes new series, Sherlock Holmes inspired one. The one focused on the Enola, the one focused on the sister.
Oh, I haven't. Yeah, I'm not tuned into
with
that.
Millie. What's her name? 11-7. Oh my gosh! Wait, what was her number?
Oh yeah,
yes,
I see. I put that
Stranger Things
reminder.
girl. Yeah.
I've seen new trailers for stuff. So there's like Ratchet coming out, and then like, I was excited at Sarah Paulson, and then like, it's Ryan Murphy again. So
and then there's the
I'm kind of meh.
Band, the boys in the band, Ryan Murphy.
Oh yeah, I mean the Boys in the Band. It's a classic story, and then the older movie is okay, but a little dated by now. And then like I was excited, and then like, hey, a lot of these same people are doing another LGBT series together. And it's Ryan Murphy again.
Yeah, I think it's eventually going to be the Ryan Murphy shared universe.
I mean, and I'm a Wes Anderson fan. I love the trope. And then I can appreciate Tim Burton's like recurring cast of characters. But I think what makes it tiring for me for Ryan Murphy is that I feel like they're playing the same roles a lot. So like Jim Parsons is always that gay guy, if you get what I mean. Except on Big Bang Theory. So
yeah.
Oh, Challenger Final Flight. I am cautiously excited. It's going to be a traumatic story. I just know. I'm just skimming through like what's new.
While you're skimming, Karen, yes, we actually talked about
we're
Cobra
Done.
Kai
We finished Cobra Kai. Super
start.
Awesome.
Noel does also agree. Yes, high score. Noel has True on Netflix. Is True a series?
No, I think he's referring to where the show was.
Okay,
So,
just making sure. Because it might be a name of a show for all we know.
oh, and then now I'm like, because we watched this video of Ralph Macchio talking about his movie career. Then I'm like, oh my god, Toby needs to watch My Cousin Vinny, which is a movie, not a TV show. But that's good stuff.
Andre just adds Millie Bobby Brown.
To
Yes,
help
that
you
was her
with
name.
your 7-Eleven
Yes.
moment.
So I guess ultimately, yeah, we've been watching a lot of shows. We're staying active. We're trying to keep things moving. We also have our little side watching. You have Star Trek. Me, it's either the crime documentaries that I draw from for inspiration for my games.
But how do you compare that to Forensic Files?
Forensic Files is like the bomb. And I think part of the joy of Forensic Files is how we both end up reacting.
Yeah.
Because we'd be like watching, and then
And normally we're like working and stuff, and then the tune up like, wait, what the wood?
what,
You know?
what exactly happened? Stop! Rewind! Let's see that again. And then we'll hear it. Oh my god!
It's passive, supposed to be passive watching, but it's kind of escalating.
Yeah.
Oh,
Troll Hunters. Yeah, the animated Troll Hunters was pretty cool. It's actually very deep. It's smartly written.
We haven't fully invested into it. I mean, like, we haven't taken the time. We have to sit down and take the time.
It's not full level Avatar in terms of the genius of the writing, but it's very well written.
Yeah. And then,
Mai says, the duck says, yap. And then Noel says Guillermo del Toro's
Troll Hunters.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's what we're watching, and then we can do this again. I don't know. I don't know if we do it next month or in a few weeks, but it's a. So this is now the fallback topic. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday, because I'm sure you're all busy wanting to go out but not going out. You know, all that fun stuff. And then,
so that's 30 minutes. We had a lot of fun, and we hope you'll join us next time.
Oh no, I gotta do captions. Okay, if you have questions for us or suggestions for future topics, go to bit.ly Baduy Pride Ideas, and then you can follow us on Twitter. Altovino Shade, RG Sunico.
You could also check out our blog, that's baduypride.com, for all the previous episodes, for pictures and snippets about our lives.
Yeah, we reveal a lot of stuff there. And then, yeah, and wait, I gotta, where'd it go? Okay. And then, feel free to continue the conversation in the comments below and let us know what you are watching, these days. We'll be fascinated to find out, and maybe there are some recommendations that we can jump into, or we probably have already watched it. Be sure to subscribe for notifications, whether on Facebook or YouTube, so you don't miss our next live stream. Once again, I'm Rocky.
And I'm Toby.
And this is Baduy Pride.
Thanks for watching.
Now we have to end screen. Your hair's like weird now.
Yeah, I know. My hair's like, it's like
Fifth Elementing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gary Oldman hair in Fifth Element.